It's also the speculation about Davante Adams' future. Davante sat down with Shannon Sharp and said this: "I'm locked in with the Raiders, and I really feel good about this team. And as far as I know, they feel good about me." He continues, "If I'm going to be reunited with anybody, it would be Aaron." Are the Jets real contenders if they got Davante, bro?
Well, first of all, Davante Adams is a true professional. I mean, I'll give him credit. I may be too professional, because if I wouldn't blame him for asking out of there. All right, but good comment by him. But I'll say this. Now, I said last segment, and you guys know it. You're with me every day. I'm nuanced. Yeah, all right. So here's where I'm at on the Jets. If they were to get Davante Adams, all right, they are better, and I would call them like a second-tier Super Bowl contender. I think that obviously the Chiefs would be better, the Ravens, maybe the Bengals. But I put them right down below and give them I think they'd be really good. Here's why I will not go as far as Super Bowl contender. You guys know I've said this since I've been on this show. Aaron Rodgers in the championship games. Yes, we are. Wow. Because they might be rolling. They could win 12 games. How many they win his MVP years the last few years? Yeah. 13 games in those. And they get to the conference championship game. And look at the numbers for Aaron Rodgers. He's 1-4. Win percentage, obviously 20%. The key numbers here, though, are the TD to interceptions, the ratio, and the passer rating. Aaron Rodgers' claim to fame as an all-time great quarterback is he doesn't throw interceptions. Why all of a sudden, in the conference championship games, are you throwing interceptions all the time? 9-8, that tells me that's mental. There's something wrong. And even Nick, and you remember this, the one conference championship game he won. Because a lot of people will say, well, the defense sometimes let him down. They did occasionally. But the game he won when they won the Super Bowl, he had no touchdowns against Chicago and 2 interceptions. The team did it without him, essentially. All right, so I'm saying I think they'd be really good with Davante Adams. I think they got to go for it. But if they get to the championship game and they were facing KC or Baltimore or something, I'm not betting on Aaron Rodgers to overcome.
So hold on, if that's how you, I agree with that in large part. I also just don't think you can have a bottom 5 coaching staff and be a Super Bowl contender. I don't
bottom 5,
but
coaching staff. Yes,
that's just your opinion. Though a lot of people don't have them in the bottom 5.
Well, where do you think people have their offensive coaching staff? You think anyone has it not bottom 5?
Bottom 5?
You think their own people in the building tried to shadow replace the OC? As far as
at the same time, I don't
you
know
can limit.
If you're talking about bottom 5 decision makers,
they can limit Hackett, and they clearly are going to limit Hackett's
we'll see. I think having your going into the season plan be we're gonna minimize the damage done by the offensive coordinator problem. While I am not really, their quarterback wins are not irrelevant, but I don't look at quarterback wins as a stat. I do look at coaching wins as a stat. And by that stat, Robert Saleh wins 35% of his games. And again, Brew, and they don't beat playoff teams. So I don't know how else to.
They beat 3 of them.
We can show you the record. You're right, Brew, but that's since in their career,
they're not supposed to be playoff teams.
If you're going to be a contender,
when Zach,
no, I understand.
They got a different team.
I get it, but you guys were asking me why I think they have a bottom 5 coaching staff. Those are my data points for that. Okay. We don't trust their offensive coordinator. Their coach has, in the last 25 years, the 10th worst record of any coach across the NFL who's been given 50
Every
games.
Jets coach
so
is in there.
there's all those reasons that, and they get fired, man. Adam Gase won 7 games
if they don't
with
do
bad
well
quarterback
this year,
play and got fired. Todd Bowles won 10 games and then won 4, 5, 6 games with bad quarterback play and got fired. Those guys get fired.
And he will if they don't win.
But the part that I don't understand, so that's where I stand on the Jets. I'm surprised if you don't believe that even if everyone's healthy and everything's rolling, that they have the quarterback to get to the Super Bowl, then why you would think it would be smart for them to trade future draft assets for Davante Adams?
They think they've got the quarterback to get them to the Super Bowl. They feel that way. All right. They haven't looked at those. They don't put as much account into those NFC title numbers as I do. All right. But look, Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. Whatever the NFC title game stats show, he has won a Super Bowl. He is an all-time great quarterback. I could be wrong. I'm just saying I'm looking at what he's done in these games, and I'm saying if they get to that big one, I think he's going to struggle. Yeah. All right? But the Jets don't feel that way. Nick, they are all in. That's the thing. Like, it's not – forget the 2-year plan. Obviously, the 5-year plan, they have to go for it now.
So here's the thing. I don't think they are necessarily all in the way you guys are saying. They haven't, this year they have both of their starting tackles, right? Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses, they brought them both in. What did they use their first-round pick on? A tackle. Because that's long-term, that's smart, it's insurance for right now. Yeah. They haven't traded, except for Aaron, a bunch of future picks for down the road. They haven't They haven't signed guys to absurd contracts.
The reason they haven't had to trade a lot of draft picks is because they got a lot of young talent. They have drafted well.
Which is why
Quinton Williams, Sauce, like they don't have to. Garrett Wilson, they got some good young talent.
Right. And they just drafted a wide receiver, Malachi Corley, and you like Mike Williams. I don't necessarily. I don't
like
trust the health.
Healthy.
Yeah. Everybody likes Garrett Wilson. I think spending massive financial and draft capital on as a future Hall of Famer, but on one of the older receivers in the league because it's another friend of Aaron's to bring in would be a mistake.
Well, no, I mean, friend of Aaron's.
Right, it's because he can play.
No, but why is he being connected to the Jets? It's not because they desperately need a wide receiver. It's because he's Aaron.
No,
right?
but he's great.
Well, of course, but
and
they want to try to
make Aaron even happier.
Friends.
It'll make him even happier to have Davante Adams there.
Not Randall Cobb. Like he's Davante Adams.
I'm not I said he's a future Hall of Fame player. My point is the reason the connection with the Jets is purely because of Aaron. And I don't think you need to. I don't think that is where they should spend resources. I don't think they should borrow more from the future for this Jets team. And even if they did, I don't think it puts them in the top tier of AFC contenders.
So here's how the AFC odds look. Josh lost several teammates, and his numbers are still favored. Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown for 300 yards in 23 games. They're number 2. Dolphins made the playoffs last year, and Tua led the league in yards, but they're 3rd. And then it's the why are we sitting on so much cap space Patriots. So, Brew, who's winning this division?
Buckle up. Assuming health, Jets, Jets.
So weird.
This show has been so weird.
Apologize. If you're watching us,
what?
We got 49 days till opening day night in football, and we're just all over the map with this.
What?
You just said.
I said Aaron Rodgers struggles in what?
The AFC Championship, which he's never been to, but
in championship game.
Yes.
Is there a championship game in the regular season?
There isn't, bro.
No.
He'll be fine in the regular season. I'm not saying he's going to be MVP. I think he's going to be somewhere between the last year in Green Bay and MVP Aaron Rodgers. But that's good. If he's a top 10-ish quarterback with that defense, with those weapons, I mean, Nick, you got to admit, on paper, they're nice.
I don't have to admit that.
Breece Hall's not a good running back.
We do this
when he carried the load, they were 5-2. He gets hurt, and they just crumble.
Do this every
Wilson
week.
Can play. Mike Wilson can play. Mike Williams can play.
Well, I mean, maybe Mike Williams can play. Maybe
if he's healthy, he can play.
I mean, okay, but it's that.
And he's the third. Well, he's the second.
No,
receiver.
he's the second.
Now I'm counting Davante in there, but he's the second receiver. That's fine.
And I really like Garrett Wilson. Where do you know how they did all these top 10 things on ESPN?
He was 13.
He was 13. That's about
in
fair.
today's NFL, that means you're a great receiver. I mean, really?
No. What it means is you are a slightly above average number 1.
Oh, this look.
That's what it means.
Was Waddle on there?
What?
Above him?
What? No, Waddle was I think 15.
Oh, okay.
He has had.
That's what it means.
Jaden Waddle is a great receiver.
Okay.
He has had.
I know, he's
Wilson
second option.
has had.
Yeah.
2 1,000-yard seasons with Zach Wilson playing quarterback.
I totally get it. And I am not acting like I don't think Garrett Wilson's excellent. What I am acting like is there are, again, not my list. Not my list. There are a dozen teams with a better receiver than him. That's all I'm saying. That's according
it's a
to that
stacked position right
Right.
now.
I know. That's my point. So you are not getting as much added juice by having Garrett Wilson as you would be 10 years ago, because there's, again, not
But
that
you
that
are
list
when
is
you have a
gospel.
competent quarterback.
There's a
He's been
dozen
good
teams
with
who have a better option than
incompetence
that.
at quarterback.
Who's your answer, Wilds, for who's winning?
I'm a Dolphins guy. Well, I'm a Patriots guy, just so check the box. I think the Patriots are going to win the AFC.
No, you don't. You
got
don't
the
take
Dolphins.
that, but go ahead.
Okay.
But
I like the Dolphins. I believe in Tua, and I believe if you like weapons, we're going to talk
No,
weapons.
you got weapons galore.
I'll take the Dolphins.
Dolphins
if you
not
like
bad.
quarterbacks in recent history that have played well, and I don't know, led the league in passing yards, I'll take Tua over Aaron
which
Rodgers.
then allows.
He'll be great until December rolls around.
Well, and you're saying
Aaron Rodgers can't make it through the first
gets
quarter,
cold
so I can make it all the way to December.
Oh, if Rodgers gets hurt.
And this now allows for the funniest thing ever, which is for me
gonna
to
take the Bills?
somehow once again be the only
the
person
Bills?
right about the Bills. But now it's because I believe in them enough. Everyone
gonna
for
pick the
3
Bills?
years. Yeah, of course. To win the division?
Hey,
Of course.
Bills guy.
Right. No, I've just always been right about them. But everyone was too high on them.